The MOAB Decimator is the best upgrade to deal with MOAB class rushes in Bloons TD battles. Using its incredibly fast recharging ability, it can one-shot the ZOMG layer, thus allowing it and other towers to clean up effectively. And speaking of cleanup, the left path bomb shooter can harness pure chaos with the mass cluster bombs that can even stun regular MOABs. So we'll be showcasing the bomb shooter in today's tower showcase and special tiers mod, but with a twist, to see how strong it truly is. So let's commence the showcase right now. So the twist here is we're actually going to showcase both of its upgrade paths in one. Kind of like how I've done it in the Glue Gunner 6th tier showcase. So be sure to check that out. The link will be in the description or video card. So it'll be much clearer this time. And we'll be actually referencing the right path as our title and thumbnail, because it looks pretty cool. And as always, the first 4 tiers should be noted, as they're vanilla standard. So the first 5th tier we are looking into is the MOAB Eliminator. It's fairly simple like in btd6. The ability does damage 6-fold and recharges significantly faster, and a lot of extra damage to the main attack. So might as well get it fairly early, since the previous upgrades are so obvious enough that we could just test its overall strength against some strong blimps. Of course it annihilated that BFB so fast, because it's just a MOAB Eliminator. What else shall you say about it despite the ceramic balloon insides being such a problem for it? And the ability also one-shotted the ZOMG layer, because it's unramped, and even if it's ramped just slightly, the damage is still enough to take down the blimp as a whole. But not as a whole on round 30. We do see the damage stage on the ZOMG as the MOAB Eliminator ability does 6000 damage, and yes, ceramic balloons are a nuisance, so we might as well pull out the balloon impact, which will be showcased into the 5th/6th tier later. It doesn't seem to defend very well currently, but at least we have the village to detect camo balloons, and provide some essential buffs as we really need it. Well, guess the round 30's ZOMG was too tough to handle even when popped initially. But don't get too ahead of yourself. We have the MOAB Decimator coming up as a 6th tier upgrade, and it's reasonably expensive but powerful against any MOAB class balloon, because it explains itself that it does extreme damage to MOABs. We got the MOAB Decimator, so I believe it's worth giving it a test drive. It actually shredded the ZOMG really fast, but just like the MOAB Eliminator, it really suffers against ceramic balloons. So our balloon cleanup isn't really intact even with a simple glue hose. We might want to expand on the left path bomb shooter, because the next tier on it is actually called the Bloon Crush, which is an upgrade designed to destroy anything but BFBs and ZOMGs. Why MOABs? Because it can stun them, of course, making this a pretty good tool to have alongside the MOAB Decimator. It can also stun balloons for a much longer period of time, so I should get this straight away as I still got a ZOMG on my screen. I'll send some blimps to test its ability to clean up. It's actually pretty decent, believe it or not. It does stun the regular MOABs as I expect it to do, because it's just a 5th tier currently. Unfortunately the BFBs pushed way too far, and we ended up leaking to ceramic balloons. Maybe it's because our cleanup damage isn't enough. But to address this issue, we can go for the penultimate tier on the Bloon Crush, the cluster barrage, which may sound like a really good thumbnail concept on paper. So what it says in the description is the cluster bomb split into even more clusters, kind of like a recursive cluster in BTD6, but fired every shot, as if it was a bomb blitz. So I'm getting this right away, before sending a massive rush. And also too, the peaceful village to give our 6th tier bomb shooters a much plentiful fighting chance. Let's send out some ZOMGs and round 43, because you get what I mean with these tests. It looks like I'm a bit underprepared for this round, so might as well get another MOAB Decimator, as if it's needed the most. Not a great performance, but you can definitely feel the cluster barrages as ZOMGs approached further. I might also go for another one of these as I'm preparing a massive ZOMG rush. That was a crazy diff end, but just barely. It did also show its power, but I had to macro a 6th tier ground 0 at the end, which I haven't showcased just yet. Let's prepare for the final and satisfying test. Here we are, the iconic round 50 boss Bloon test. Let's put on the heat. The boss Bloon has finally been defeated, so there we have it. That's the showcase of the MOAB Decimator and the cluster barrage 6th tiers on the bomb shooter, and I'll say they're really strong for what they do, but not absurdly broken, so a pretty nice little showcase. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking and turn on notifications bell to support me, and there's never a dull moment to comment your thoughts down in our comments section. Thanks for watching, and before we end this off, make sure to put in my creator code REALOTHERUSER in your BTD6, Battles 2 or BCS shop, to greatly appreciate for every in-game purchase you make. And I'll see you vivacious guys again in the next video. Adios.